Okay, so it's been a long road to get here, but this is actually the first game that I am proud of doing. I think I will describe it in the thread that I'm going to post about this as well. But basically, I've been trying to make a video game, or like at least like a tiny game that is playable and that is reasonably fun for like, I don't know, 25 years. And I finally did something that is actually pretty decent and I'm pretty happy with. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's super interesting and I've actually not played my own game yet. So I'm just gonna do that now live while I'm recording this video and just recording some impressions. And maybe it's also gonna be interesting to actually hear people, or me in this case, talk about what I was trying to go for and what happened in the end, and then hopefully not seeing everything burn uh, up into flames when things actually start interacting with each other. So yeah, obviously it's a roguelike and it's uh, not particularly simple. Like whenever I had these other kinds of projects for smaller indie games that I tried to do, I always had like weird big ideas that I tried to make that never actually worked out because I didn't understand how scope can actually burn down the entire idea and the progress that you can make if you are not actually careful about how to structure and what you can do. Feature creep is certainly an issue. So yeah, what I did here was a roguelike. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, which I should be checking. Does this? Yeah, it should be able to get my mouse. Okay. So yeah, so basically I had three different things that I wanted to focus on first, and basically I set them out as like achievable goals. And when I had these three things in place, I figured it's a game that I could be reasonably proud of and maybe even throw it up as a download. I actually don't know if I'm going to throw it up as a download yet right away because I haven't played it yet and I'm just really curious how it's going to come together now and if it's even, worth playing, basically. So yeah, lots of balancing still to be done. But basically, three things. The first was an environmental system that you can also see here on the right side, where you have different environmental features. I think it's five currently, and they have different levels of depth. So you have either shallow terrain or deep or intense terrain. You can see that with this grass, which is currently the only one that has a deep terrain, and all of the terrain features have different ways to interact with how the player um, walks through a level. In this case, you can see that the grass is just blocking the view. So I was kind of aiming for that to be, like a sneaking, a way to hide, maybe get a bonus sneak attack on an enemy who might not see you as well. And then the other environmental features also have other different effects. And after I finished that, I wanted to have something that would actually allow the environment to interact more with the player, like to the player, so that something would happen around you that you would need to react to. So I came up with a system that would, let's just quickly see what we have. We don't have anything. Came up with a system that would allow me to create these clouds, like you can see here. And when you have these clouds, and you can see them like traveling across the water now, they would start interact with the environment, and then the environment would react back to how the player engages with those new features. So in this case, those ice clouds will turn the water into ice, and ice has the effect that you cannot step over it on your own, and you just slide along the path. So I implemented a few interactions like that with fire, water, ice, and all the potion effects. So basically, you could have, what did I get? An ice potion. It doesn't actually work with an ice potion. Let's say you take a healing potion, you would throw the healing potion into the water, and then if you evaporate the water that has the healing potion in it, it would create a healing cloud, or you could mix it with a healing and poisoning cloud that would just travel through the level then. So yeah, that was the first thing that I wanted to do, and I'm really happy that this worked out. The second thing was, very basic inventory system, some basic ways to, what do we have? We have two knives to equip to get some stats and better survivability, which I currently only have weapons and armor for. And the third one was the enemy system, and I started with 20 enemies that have different unique effects. In this case, it's a guardian. I think guardians have damage resistance. Resisted the damage, yeah, I think they just like take 2 less damage or something. And I hit the guardian for 7 normal damage, but it only took 6. So this is already something I will need to look at. I should just write that down. They took another 6 damage and it should have taken 1 more. Yeah, so something is not working with the damage resistance for guardians. But oh well, not a problem right now. So yeah, we have the items, the enemies, and this environmental system that reacts with each other. And obviously in the first level, it's just all pretty basic, and most of the shallow terrain, like you can see that now we have some rock going on. The rock, if you step on it, just takes a flat 5 damage, and in the beginning it was just meant as a way to make sure that these runs actually end if there are more if there's more terrain that hurts you if you just step over it. So it's just a hard cap on eventually you will need to die because you can't move that much anymore. I didn't pay attention. This is a poison archer, and obviously I shouldn't walk into that poison cloud. This is the third intense terrain, which is I'm not actually sure if it's going to stay in or not, because the mod is just a bit of a pain to deal with because you just need to press 3 times to be able to move or attack again, which is not super duper fun, but it actually makes for some very challenging and dangerous terrain if there are enemies around. Watchers are not particularly dangerous because they just see you pretty quickly. So yeah, that's pretty much, the basics. And what is this? A pyromancer. And after these basic systems, I started to implement a way to generate a history. Like, I haven't really put that into the game yet. It's just more of a thing that I'm currently experimenting with. Like, you would have currently a 100-year time frame which generates some random events, and then based on the random events they get some stats that the villagers could react to, and then from those reactions and from those events I kind of want to create a journal system for the caves that you would find, like what might have happened to the people living in the caves or above it. So yeah, this is something that's still very work in progress, and I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna work out the way I want to. I'm just gonna scrap it again, just focus on keeping it more simple. But we will see. Anyway, let's just see how far we get and see what actually happens when I try to play my game for real. So the first level is pretty much always easy, and then the enemies get stronger, like they get a buff of, I think they just get straight up their stats boosted per level. So I kind of need to be more careful. Also, they have a higher chance to get more abilities, which you can also see in their names then. Like, this is still an Ice Walker, but we should be able to see something more dangerous soon. We have a knife, ice potion, poison potion, fire potion. This is all pretty decent. Ice walkers are nothing to be afraid of. We got a dagger, which is +6, which is nice. So we're gonna equip that dagger. And this is a dueling poison archer. So this is actually a combination that I was a bit worried about. So poison archers, or archers in general, just shoot from a distance, and then they can inflict you with that status effect. The problem is that dueling allows them to attack twice, which could be really, really dangerous for an enemy that just hits us without us being able to kill it. And I am not entirely sure, because I never tested it, if the dueling actually works together with the ranged attacks. So I suppose we'll figure that out in a bit. I'm just going to see if I can throw the knife at the archer. I apparently forgot to implement damage based on the thrown armor or weapons. So we're going to take care of that soon. Since I put the lock in here, I really should put a button in here to kill the entire log. Just a pain now to check. I think I took I'm not entirely sure if I took twice damage. I need to take a mental note to see if the ranged attack also triggered twice. But anyway, we're just gonna get rid of this because we're not gonna be able to damage enemies with it anyway. This is a duelist, which should be fine. Oh shit, hits us for 11 normal damage. 11 damage is a lot. So I think I need to be careful about how the enemies are scaling. Like, as I said, because we also don't have any equipment for the armor yet. So they just basically increased all of their damage, probably like doubled it from level 1 to level 2, and I have no defense at all. That is not particularly good, so I need to be really careful about things that could be potentially dangerous. I already have a dagger. I do not care about another dagger. Scroll of Fire could be really useful, but I already have some stuff. I don't need the pathfinding for now. So let's just get rid of that. Let's take the fire. Was that something that we can take? Was that a wand of pathfinding and daggers? Nothing we care about. Also, I have on the right side, you will also see all the enemies and all the items that are currently out and about, so we can avoid using the examine function constantly, like I would usually do for many roguelikes. Frostlings. It probably is helpful if I would actually remember all the skills that I put in. I think they just freeze me when they hit me, so it shouldn't be entirely too dangerous if it's just them. Yes, also I hit them in the downtime move they had, so nothing bad happened there either. So we are clean, nothing happening, all good. So let's just move on. And the next level should be really dangerous now, since we still don't have any equipment. Not the easiest start in the world. Flame spirits. I really need to give them better names. Can't remember if that was the opponent that bursts into fire when it dies, or that turns into fire whenever I hit it. So we're just gonna try to maybe throw a potion at it. I can't. Why doesn't it move? Oh my god, what is this? A toxic blob. I think that hits me for poison damage. The flame spirit and the pyromancer is, like I said, they all hit me for the elemental damages. So yeah, so this is really bad. I am now at 12 health. Definitely need to heal. I can get back here. So apparently the flame spirit was the enemy that spews fire when I hit it. And now you can see on the right side that we have a fire cloud, a poison cloud, and a fire poison cloud. I actually don't know where the fire poison cloud came from, but that's okay, especially because they are all not near me. But I might want to go away from here in case one of the fumes actually comes out of the room and follows after me, because I can't really afford to waste that much more health. So let's just take some time until the fumes evaporate and hopefully take care of some of the enemies. Which, oh no, I walked into it. That was not good. Also no more heal. Not good, not good, not good. But at least the fumes should be done soon. So yeah, basically what happened here, like all of the stuff that's now turned into rock might have been some grass earlier, and they probably got burned by the fire. And then when there's a burning fire somewhere, there's a chance for the other clouds to evaporate into more clouds that, you know, make more of that effect. So yeah, that was probably pretty dangerous for anyone involved in that state in this room. What do we have? A wand of fire. Have another wand of fire here. We should probably just use that and just take the other one up and preferably kill something without okay, so without engaging it directly, because we can't really afford any direct combat anymore on dungeon level 3 without finding a new armor. Now we have some deep water and all is good for now, but I think this was one of the first things I implemented. Like if you go in the water, in the deep water, it can actually ruin your equipment, which lowers their stats, and it could also ruin your scrolls, so you can not use them anymore until they dried at least. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, exactly. This is what I meant. So the scroll of fire is now wet plus 10. I actually forgot how I calculated that. I think it was based on a certain amount of steps, and then it just removes a certain amount of wetness. Also, this is an ice tile that is directly in front of the door, and because I need to slide over it, I can never reach that door from this side. I really love that this system works in creating these type of emergent situations, which is really, really, really neat. I do like that. Anyway, so how do we survive? We have an ice potion and teleport potion. Teleport potion would be cool as a last effort, last way to actually... Oh, right, no, I think I changed the wetness to enemies defeated because I didn't want people to just walk around and wait until the wetness turns off. I think I need to defeat 10 enemies for the wetness to go away, which seems super overkill right now if I'm already trying to fight to stay alive. So what do we do? Ice potion, teleport potion. Teleport potion would be a good emergency button, and ice potion would be neat to keep an enemy frozen for a bit. I actually don't like Scroll of Fire is just too risky. So we get the ice potion. We have 2 ice potions, a fire potion, and nothing more for right now. Also, I'm just noticing that not all elements in the inventory are sorted. Another thing to do at some point. Anyway, let's see what else we can find. Maybe let's not walk through the deep water. This is just teleport, which we don't care about right now. This is an ice walker. Let's see what we have for you. How about a fire potion? And this should be enough that we can take it on ourselves. A scroll of pathfinding is also not something we particularly care about. Scroll of pathfinding allows me to see the exit, and I made the level a bit smaller for now, so it's not super duper important. So again, Toxic Blob. I can't remember if this guy puts out the poison when I hit it or when it hits me. So it also should be entirely immune to poison, which we could do. No, wait. We used the fire. Yeah, okay. So it gets the poison off when I hit it, and since it's immune to its own poison, nothing happens, and it survived. And because I hit the because I hit the fire spell onto the toxic blob, and the toxic blob was standing directly on top of tall grass. The tall grass made these tall fires that now propagates more poison clouds. So we are probably dead. Let's just see if we can get out of here and just wait out until all of this poison mess is done, which we survived with 5 health, and we could really use some more health or a level up, which also resets the health. But we don't get any of that because that would just be too easy. Okay, so I think that should be... Let's see if there's anything down there. We kind of need every little help with the items we can get. So I kind of at least want to see if there's anything down here, but it doesn't look like it. So... Oh, did I ruin anything again? No, I don't have any more scrolls. Yeah, I have the scroll of pathfinding, which I do not care about. Okay, so let's just continue. Okay, the Watcher hasn't seen me yet. And also we spawned on top of a spiked Watcher. No, we spawned on top of an Ice Archer. The Ice Archer will freeze us. Which is not good because then we can't escape. So what's happening now is that we are still only running on 5 HP, and that means we are not really having that many options. We should probably just throw an ice potion onto the Watcher. It's now frozen solid and we can kill it without it killing us, and we managed to... Oh right, it was a spiked Watcher. I forgot. Oh no. Oh no. So yeah, we died. I forgot. I should have put it on fire. I forgot that it had spikes and then reflected damage back to us. That was unfortunate. But yeah, so that's basically how the game works, and I'm reasonably proud of it. Like, I know it's not the craziest big game in the world, but yeah, like how all the systems are coming together, I would just wanted to see, like, just throwing them in and see if it's actually even worth to invest more time into it and to just see if it's fun. But I think it's coming together pretty nicely. I'm still pondering in which direction to develop it, or if I should just throw it out and leave it as is. Maybe, work a bit on the UI so it's more easier understandable. But yeah, so that's it. I would love some feedback. I honestly can't believe that I actually made a game that's a game and feels like something that is actually worth playing, I suppose, at least from my rose-tinted glasses, which I hope are not completely off. So yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely insane to think about that. It took me 25 years to get to a point where it's actually something that I feel like is a game. Yeah, it's crazy, crazy. Small steps, but that's me, my journey. Thanks for watching, and let's see if I can actually try again. And I should also note down all the stuff that I noticed that it felt a bit still bugged. But yeah, hope someone else can enjoy it too if I'm uploading it, and hope you guys have a great weekend.